for this Friday evening Inland Sports Volleyball Coaches Spotlight, we go into South Valley League territory, and we're joined by Rancho Christian head coach Rochelle Short. Rochelle, how are you this evening?
I'm doing great, thank you.
All right. You served a stint as the head coach at Point Loma before coming to Rancho Christian.
Yes.
But when you came back to the high school level, what was the biggest adjustment for you after spending so many years in college?
Not being able to recruit. Not being able to pick my own players, and dealing with what we have that's at the school.
So taking what was in the building and having to make a championship product out of it.
That's correct. And turning sometimes into volleyball players.
Oh, yeah. So as a former college coach, what advice do you have for kids who are still going through the recruiting process?
And the juniors level?
Yeah.
Definitely to work hard, have positive attitudes, always make sure that your behavior shows and is recruitable worthy, whether you're on the court or off the court. Make sure you hit the books. You have to have a good GPA at all times. And I think the biggest thing right now, though, is your ultimate attitude. They want the best teammates.
Yeah.
They don't want, people are athletic. People have skill, but they want the intangible things, the best teammates.
Okay.
And that's how they're looking at recruiting.
Okay. Like I said, you guys were off to a good start, 11-1.
Yes.
Kind of, what did you learn about your team in that one-day Cal-Lu tournament that has kind of expanded, that has expanded throughout the course of the year as you head into the South Valley League?
Yeah, that tournament, having a bunch of matches all in one day, and the one-day tournament really showed how much passion and heart our team has. They truly do play every point. They truly do love to play. They want to be out there. We dealt with a couple injuries the day before the tournament and on tournament day, and everybody still played. So they said, take me up. I want to be out there still. There was, at one point, one girl had to sit out for, I think, an entire game. And then she looked at me and she goes, do I get to play? And I said, are you ready to play? And she said, yes. So it's awesome.
Coach's dream right there, right?
That's right. And I have 9 of them.
Nice. Last year, you guys had to fight your way into the playoffs on the last week. I was actually working that senior day match, if you remember.
Yeah.
What has your group taken from that experience of having to fight their way in that last week and brought into this year and has allowed them to get off to this really good start?
Yeah, well, we're definitely more experienced this year than we were last year starting, and that's exciting. We still were a very young team last year. We had 4 freshmen and 4 key positions playing. Well, those freshmen are now sophomores, and we've had 3 new freshmen adding in. We're still pretty young, but we're way more experienced than we were last year. So being able to have that come into our game right now really has been a turning point and has allowed us to get to this point.
Yeah. Mark Moutluck at Great Oak calls it a year older young.
Yeah,
is exactly the way he put it when I talked to him about his team.
Right, exactly. I would agree with that.
How would your players and your assistants describe you in 2 to 3 words?
Competitive. And in 2 to 3 words, competitive, and actually 2 of them just described me as strict. But what was the other word they said in the office? I can't remember. Anyways,
but
competitive and strict is what they said. But they know that it's fair, and we just have goals to set.
Okay. When she finishes 4 years as a Lady Eagle, when any senior finishes 4 years as a Lady Eagle, what do you hope they leave Rancho Christian with?
I hope that they have learned work ethic and they take it into life skills, and not just work ethic, but I have a big saying that we give 100% of the time, and whatever they choose to do or whatever decision that they make, that they continue to do that all the way through their life.
Okay. What is a common misconception about athletics in general at the small school level, but volleyball specifically at the small school level?
Common misconception. I don't know if it's volleyball specific, but athletics, that we get away with anything. That athletics and athletes, the whole department gets away with anything that they want to. And that's just not true. I think it relies on us coaches to make sure that we set the standard and that we hold people accountable. And over at Rancho Christian, we definitely do. I mean, I had probably 8 conversations with people that did not have standards of grades, and I deal with not just girls volleyball but also boys volleyball. So if there's somebody who grade wise is not up to standards of whatever it needs to be, they don't slide by with anything. They are expected to go do the work and whatever it is. So
Okay. So what advice do you have for younger coaches who are looking to start families but yet stay in the profession?
I would say really compartmentalize your time. That you do your volleyball in your volleyball time, and then when volleyball time is over, you do family. And that's going to be extremely helpful later on in life to not only separate, but to balance it all.
Okay. Who are some of your biggest coaching influences, and who was your biggest inspiration in getting into coaching?
Wow, that's a good question. I think my biggest inspiration in getting into coaching was probably my Point Loma coaches. There were some experiences, not always good, but good and bad. But it was there at Point Loma when I was a player that I really loved and decided that I have a passion for this game and I love the game in general. And as washed up and retired, the only way to be still a part of it was to coach. But I did take a couple years off and before I even really got into coaching. And it was ultimately my husband who said, look, something's wrong with you. You need to get back into volleyball when I had this couple years off. And so I said, well, I'll try coaching. And I went back into coaching went into coaching and was able to deal with stress, I guess I could say, stress of whatever, kids or family or work or whatever it was. And he was the one who really pushed me back into it and getting involved again. Okay.
So what's one thing that when you started coaching, that you knew then that you knew now? That you know now that you knew back then?
I didn't know back then?
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, that I know now, but that I didn't know back then when I started.
Yeah, or you wish you knew.
Yeah, I think it would be the ability to really have genuine relationships and not feel like I had to be so tough, but could really hold the strict side, the accountability side, but not be so militant, if that makes sense.
Okay. The South Valley League was quite competitive a season ago behind Temecula Prep. Kind of preview what the league looks like this year, or what you believe the league will look like this year. Calvary Murrieta was on the divisional watch list, but they weren't in the first poll.
Yeah. Well, Calvary's the only team that I haven't seen. We've actually have played everybody else in the league now. So Calvary is the only one I don't know. I think there's going to be some surprises. Honestly, I really do. I think there's going to be. I think we'll be really competitive in the league. I think Santa Rosa, who has been right around mid 4th, 5th the last couple of years, getting competitive. I think we're going to see a rise in them. New View's always a scrappy team and pretty going after it. And I think we'll see probably a rise in a position or two in them as well too. So really, you have to bring your A game. You really do. I mean, and it could really go
all the way to the end.
It could really go all the way to the end. I think that we're prepared for people to step up, and even though we've faced everybody except for Calvary in our league, I really think that they all have weapons, and all the coaches around know what they're doing and know the sport of volleyball, and so they'll be able to make adjustments and come second round or even third round for some of us that we have played each other. That it could actually go either way. It might be going out 5 sets in a match.
Okay. What were you like as a player, and how have those qualities transitioned themselves into you as a coach?
Well, I remember my college coach telling me that I was the hardest working player that she's ever coached. And I feel like that's one of the things that I instill in my team and my players, that it doesn't matter if we're perfect or not, because we're not going to be perfect. And that's the bottom line, is we're not going to be perfect. But hard work will get us close to it. And we cannot do anything without working hard for every point. So we take it point by point. And the other thing I think would be aggressiveness. Like, I don't let our girls be tentative at any time. So I always tell them, whatever choice you choose to make, do it 100% and be aggressive at it. So we have some freshmen who are learning how to play varsity volleyball right now. And our freshmen are timid at times and hesitant at times. And we're constantly working towards them and telling them that make sure, be aggressive. Doesn't matter what you decide you're going to do, whether you're going to go tip a ball or whether you're going to block or whether you're going to pass an out ball. Whatever your choice is, be aggressive doing it and go 100%.
Okay.
And I feel like that's how I was as a player as well.
Okay. What is one random fact that no one knows about you?
Random fact that nobody knows about me. I love Mexican food.
Ooh. All right. All right, now it's time for your rapid fire. So first, as I say the question, first thing that pops into mind.
Okay.
Where are we likely to find you off the court?
Taking a nap.
Favorite restaurant?
Sushi.
Guilty shopping pleasure?
Anything from my house.
Favorite TV show?
Big Bang Theory.
Favorite movie?
Silence of the Lambs.
Favorite sports to watch outside of volleyball?
Basketball.
Okay. Favorite vacation spot?
Hawaii.
Favorite athlete?
Oh, that's a good one. I don't really have one, but I love Steph Curry.
Okay. Worst subject in school?
Science.
Karaoke go-to?
These boots are made for walking by Shania Twain.
So if you guys win the league, is that the song you're going to be walking out to?
Well, she's just learning that right now, so it probably will be.
Funniest moment as a player in college?
Oh man, funniest moment. As a player.
It could be coaching too. We can reward that.
So coaching. I think it just happened more recently. That's why I remember it. But for senior night, I kind of did different things for each player, things that meant something to them. And one of my setters at the time had a dog that she loved, like absolutely loved this dog. And so I arranged to have her roommate bring her dog to senior night. And as she was walking out one side, I walked on the court on the other side, walking her dog to her for senior night. So she had her dog at senior night with her, along with her parents, of course.
And if I was at that match, it probably would have gone 5,
Yeah.
as you've well known my reputation for going 5.
Right, exactly.
All right. And game day superstitions.
We hit a poster, although our locker room is being painted now, so we don't have a poster, but we now act as our poster is up there. We had a saying last year that was written on, that was posted up, was hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And we hit that every single day that we walked out of our locker room, and we act as it's there now. We're just not allowed to put it up yet because our locker room is being painted.
Okay.
So.
And favorite book?
I like all the Dan Brown books. So
Okay.
Symbols and Angels and Demons.
Okay. All right, Rochelle, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so
It was a
much for
blast.
having me.
You're clear.